Can you expect to find unconditional love in a relationship? Nope. It's a fairy tale myth that you're told. I call it an infantilized love. A lot of people want to be a little baby in their arms of their unconditionally loving mother and father. The truth of it is, most of us never got that because there are always conditions in the human world. Our parents had conditions. Sometimes you want to be held and they couldn't hold you because they had to take a shower, or they had to attend to one of the other children, or they had to make dinner, or they had to go to work. So there is no unconditional love on this human planet. Um, but I think it's healthy to honor that need to want to be unconditionally loved. And there is one person that can love you unconditionally, and that is you. And once you find how to love and accept yourself unconditionally, you will no longer look for it in other people. Looking for it in other people will let you down. It's impossible. Your parents couldn't do it. The teachers couldn't do it. The priests couldn't do it. And none of the people you've ever met before couldn't do it, because people are not there to serve your unconditional needs like you're a helpless little baby, first of all. And when you're in a relationship, your spouse may be tired when you want to fuck. They might want you to go with them to their mommy's house. Well, you want to just sleep in. They might get disappointed or have a bad mood day. They may play music you don't like. They may not want to go with you to your buddy's house or the sports game, or they might call you out on stuff and challenge you. So this idea of love solves all doesn't exist. Now, I will say, I have heard people tell me, I know I have some friends where they thought, when I get married, my partner will love me unconditionally, and my relationship is there to give me the love I never had as a child and to fill my wounds. But as it turned, I knew that it wasn't going to work, and it's turned out it has gone very badly for them, because if one person is looking for another person to soothe their volatility, to soothe their unmet needs, that doesn't go well, because this person who has these unmet needs and feels so hurt is taking that out on their partner when they get triggered. And so what each of us has to learn to do is to love ourselves, to soothe our own emotions, and to avoid people who are toxic. Really, that's what I try to do. I have another person who told me that he's been trying to help his girlfriend. She gets easily triggered or upset. I think she might have borderline personality disorder. We don't know. But and both of these men have told me that when their girlfriend gets upset, they try to calm her down, hold her, soothe her, basically being like a daddy to a little girl. But they're getting resentful, because it's one way of having to soothe that person, because these people that need soothing always end up finding someone who likes to be needed or who likes to do the soothing. And the person doing the soothing eventually gets worn out and resentful, and it turns out they can't give that partner that love. You see, if I give you unconditional love, there are always boundaries. Healthy love has boundaries. So unconditional love, what does that mean? I'm going to love you even if you throw acid in my face, like Jesus does, because that isn't healthy either. That's codependent behavior. To be around people who mistreat us is codependent. To try to get love from people who abuse us is codependent. And to be responsible for other adults' emotions is also codependent. It's not healthy. And I'm not just saying that, it doesn't work, because no, people don't want to be responsible for other people's behavior. They eventually get resentful, and the person who's offloading their emotional pain doesn't get any better. They end up driving the other person away. The closest thing I think we can offer in a relationship is to see a relationship like a garden and to be a person who values tending the garden. I see a relationship as a third entity. So I sometimes get triggered by my friends, but I don't blow up at them because I value the relationship. Anything I say is a permanent wound to that relationship. The person may forgive me, but the wound is always there, right? So, do I want to throw acid into my garden? No. So we have to be able to maintain our composure enough, and we have to enter relationships, I think, from a place of giving and complementarity. Is this person adding to my life? And I think it kind of goes back and forth. Like, I wanted to talk to one of my friends recently about something that was bothering me, but I know she had an issue with something going on in her life that was more pressing. So I gave attention to that and didn't talk about what I needed. Or if my friend needs a ride somewhere, like a doctor's appointment where they put her under, I will take time off work to take her there. I'm willing to lose money to do that. I will set aside things to help people that I care about if it's needed, but not if they're being helpless. So a relationship is a separate entity. I think of it as a garden that I want to tend. And so I think when we get into relationships, a garden needs tending. So I want to look at who are the other people that I'm letting into my garden, and who are the people tending it, and how are they tending it? Are they worthwhile of tending it? Are they giving to the garden? That's what I look for. They don't have to tend to me. They have to tend to the garden. I'm responsible for me. So, like, I have these plants out here. My plants start to wilt if I don't water them. Like, they demand watering. But a lot of people don't notice when they are ignoring their relationship, and they just see this other person as someone they have to deal with or that exists in their home. You've got to nourish that relationship by paying attention to how people are feeling, following up on things that are important to them, and not going off on them, taking responsibility for your own feelings, giving them love, nourishing the garden. That's what I think. How giving people are, I think it just depends. I made a decision years ago that I didn't want to get into a relationship until I was self-sourced emotionally and financially, so that I would enter any relationships I have from a place of equality or giving, not from needing, because entering a relationship from the place of needing is very distraucting. Because then if your partner is unavailable or busy or turns you down for something you want to do, it's very abandoning feeling or rejecting feeling. Your partner is going to tell you no to sex many, many times. Can you handle that? Can you handle that? Or are you going to be like fly off the rails and go, you don't really love me? We have to be able to love ourselves, you guys. Before we get into a relationship, we have to be able to calm ourselves, love ourselves. That's the work. And then I think so many people are looking for a relationship to solve their problems. I'm lonely, I need someone to do this. And those relationships I don't think can be satisfying, because no one can fulfill all your needs. It's not possible. Not even your parents can when you're a baby. No adult can fulfill all our needs. We have to be happy with our lives and love ourselves, and from there, be giving. And when I made that realization a year ago, it was a huge head fuck for me. I had to let go of decades of belief that some man was just going to love me and give me great sex, and that was just a fantasy. I have to come from a place of giving. I always say that a man has to come from a place of giving to even approach a woman and make us receptive, but we also have to be giving in a relationship. I'm not just giving to men that I don't know because they haven't earned the right, but I'm friendly. And the more I know the man, the more I can be giving and receptive. I think we have to, when we think about relationships, in my opinion, we have to think about giving and sharing, not I have this void I need to fill. Because no person can fill that void. And I think that's why so many relationships end. And that's what I think. But hey, I don't know everything. I've never had a relationship that was really good. Um, but I was never really self sufficient financially and emotionally in any of them, or saw that man as a life partner. I, I, but now I am self sufficient financially and emotionally. Um, so now I don't need a man. And I think that's where a lot of women are now. It's like, well, I don't need someone. I feel pretty complete. So unless you give me a reason to change that, um, you know, why should I? And I'm in a world where, man, all these guys are going, why should I give my time and attention to you? Don't. I didn't ask you to. I didn't ask you to.